Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mister and Lady. It's your boy Jerm, and you're tuned in to another episode of Kinetic Aesthetic. It's about time for another weekly wrap up. That is right. We are just going to go over 3 stories this week, and we're gonna just talk about this shit. It's been a rough week, to say the least, for the world. There's just been a lot of weird, just negative stories that have been going on. Just looking at my list of shit that I want to talk about right now. It's been rough. Everybody's had it a little rough. But hopefully we can hopefully this upcoming week is going to get better. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about DMX. Unfortunately, he passed away. He did not make it through. I really thought he was going to, but we're gonna give him his flowers, show him a little respect. We're also gonna talk about Paul Pierce and whatever the fuck he had going on. Hey, dudes are out here tweaking nowadays. Everybody's either drinking stupid juice or they're drinking crazy juice. And we're gonna talk about Phillip Adams. That is the former NFL player who committed that horrible act over in South Carolina, killed 6 people, then killed himself. We're going to talk about that, what that means for football, what that can mean going forward for sports in general. Unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about it. But let's go on and get into it. This is Kinetic Aesthetic Weekly Wrap-Up. Unfortunately, we are going to have to lead off today with a very unfortunate story. DMX, Darkman X, the legend, the icon, he passed away. He had been dealing with this. He had been in this coma for a while, and it wasn't until Friday that he just he lost the fight. And you know what? It's just been sort of tough. It was already hard to just see him go through that, to be in that coma, to have all that shit he was dealing with. But the fact that he just didn't make it after all that really does suck. It's just strange, you grow up and you see someone like DMX, somebody who we all, like, who he is. You're an American. If you're a hip hop fan, you know who DMX is. So just this idea that we're getting older, like, it's one of those, the same way I felt like when Kobe died. This is literally, for me, this is just like, damn, I'm really getting older. All the people that I was looking up to, that I was thinking like, damn, now, that's DMX, that's somebody. That's Kobe Bryant, that's somebody. They're losing their lives. Like, they're dying, man, and it's tough. It's hard to really just deal with that shit and think about it, because, these are, like I said, icons. These are important people to our culture, important people who have had real influence, and they're just going. And it's not like they're living long lives. It's not like DMX was in his 60s or in his 70s, like he had lived, like he had done everything he wanted to do. The man was working on an album. So, just seeing him go out like that shit really does suck, man. There's still no exact word on what it was that caused it. There were some people, TMZ and all these other lame ass little news sites are trying to make it seem like it was just straight a drug overdose. I doubt it was that. This has been my whole mindset ever since I heard about what happened. It doesn't necessarily matter if you get off drugs. When you have struggled and just had these addictions for such a long period of time, such a lengthy period of your life, even when you get clean, that shit it's taking its toll. And that's what I really think happened with him. I compare it to Eddie Guerrero. For those who don't know, that's a WWE wrestler. He was real noticeable growing up. Like, this is back WWF days, before they put the E in there in the name. And he was on steroids. A lot of wrestlers back then were on steroids. He was on steroids, and he just had his issues and his struggles with that. He was on pills too. He had even had to leave the company, WWE at first, because they were just like, yo, you're bad out here. And he eventually did get clean. He came back. He had a great run. He eventually won world title and all that shit. But it was in 2005. It just, all that abuse that he put his body through, between the wrestling, and I know that, and you can't really compare DMX to wrestling, but you sort of can, but I'm gonna get into that, and all the drugs the steroids. I don't know what else he was doing. You know, well, he might have been a big drinker back then, but all that shit catches up to you, and he had a heart attack. Same way DMX. That same way. That's at least what we're hearing. It's if I smoke cigarettes right now and I smoke them from the age of 25 to the age of 35, even if I quit, even if I stop doing that shit at 35, cold turkey, never pick up another one, there is no telling the damage that was done to my lungs. There's no telling if that damage is going to come back and give me a heart attack at an early age, if I'm going to get lung cancer. You really don't know. That is why it's just so, it's important. I don't like to just use somebody like DMX dying as a way to just push a message, but you really got to just take care of yourself. It starts young. You have to start young with this shit. I had to teach myself that you can't be out here just trying to do all this shit, have all this fun. Yeah, you can be lit and everything, but if you just getting lit with no disregard for your future, you're not gonna have one. Everybody try to be young and be trying to just enjoy their life and shit, and they be acting like, you know what, I'm gonna just do all this now. Like, I'm gonna just do all this now, and I'm gonna be fine later. Or they really don't give a fuck and they don't think about later. And that's an issue, yo. Like, this generation, we're going to be 40 at some point. We're going to be in our 40s. We're going to be in our 60s. God willing. You got to keep that in mind. You can't be out here just abusing your body and just putting anything in there. That shit is not going to end well for you. That shit is not going to go your way. It's all about just sort of, you know, you just got, and it's not to say, and I'm not trying to shame nobody for what they do. If you out here and you just doing your thing, if you pop a pill, if that gets you in your mood, if that gets you in your zone, if you smoke a little weed, if you drinking, if you doing whatever, that's fine. But I always, the only thing I can say to people, think about where you're going to be 10 years from now. Think about it. Because unless you planning on killing yourself before you get to that point, you really do need to at least have some like, okay, this is where I'm going to be in the future. How is this going to affect me getting there in the future? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing that you should be like, oh, damn, I can't do that. But that's what I'm gonna say about that when it comes to DMX's death. I don't want to go into a whole rant or a message talk about that because it's just a sad situation. DMX was a legend. DMX has made music that's timeless, that we're gonna be listening to, that we're gonna be putting our kids on to, and our kids are gonna be putting on to their grandkids. I really do think he made some music like that. Like, even if you weren't a fan of DMX as a technical rapper, you thought he couldn't really rap, which I would disagree with, and I don't know how you could feel that way. You can't deny some of his music. You can't deny Rough Riders Anthem. You can't deny get it on the floor, get it on the floor. Why? You can't deny this shit, man. Like, it's so many songs that this man has made. The man had literally has just had audio prayers that he did that were just cold as hell. I listen to him sometimes just to like that shit motivates me. DMX had a story, and like that's probably why anybody can listen to it and get motivated and get inspired, because he had that type of story. DMX was the struggle. He was the struggle embodied. Whether that and it's sad because he never really got over that struggle, but he embodied it. He embodied what a lot of inner city people, what a lot of black people feel and what they be going through, because he just had that type of energy. And it was just, it's just sad because once that type of energy is gone, it's gone. You can't replace a DMX. You can't have somebody come in and just try to be DMX and do what he did, because DMX was one of a kind. That's special, man. Rest in peace, Dark Man X. You was ahead of your time, man. That energy will never be replaced, and we'll never forget you. Let's talk a little bit about Paul Pierce. About last weekend, Paul Pierce must have drank a whole lot of stupid juice, a whole lot of just tweak juice. He must have been sipping on that damn beer or something, because that man, he just pretty much, he just said fuck it and threw it all away. I don't know what possessed this man to do this. He got on Instagram Live, the entire video. He's got strippers, I don't know, hoes, thoughts. He's just got them all around him. They twerking, they in bikinis, lingerie type shit. My man's out there drinking. He off it, smoking blunts. I really don't know what to even say about this one, y'all. This was some crazy, wild shit to just think about. This nigga has got like a wife. He had a job, a well-paying job, being an analyst on ESPN. I really don't know what caused this. I don't know. It's not like he played football, so it's not like it was CTE. This man just literally just said, "Fuck it." I just feel like I got these thoughts with me. I got my blunt. I got my drink. I'm finna just show y'all. And it got his ass fired. On Tuesday, ESPN fired him. They didn't even give a reason, but we all know what reason it was. I don't know what made him do this. I mean, I feel like once you, it's just another one of those situations to where once you have a sweet situation where you can pretty much set, why would you want to give it up? I don't understand what sort of possesses a man to sort of do all that. And I haven't even touched on the fact that you're married. I haven't even touched on the fact that this man is married. Like, it's just wild shit to me, man. It's just been like everybody just been drinking wild shit that's just making them do wild shit over the past couple weeks. He's come out, I guess TMZ caught up to him. He said, "I'm gonna make a comeback. Don't even worry about it." And I know Barstool, the guy who runs that, apparently sent him something on Twitter, told him, get in contact with me. So he'll be able to get a job. I mean, Paul Pierce is too big of a name in sports to just not get a job, especially he hasn't done anything criminal. It's just, and you know what? And the more I think about it, the more I feel like, he made his money in the NBA. Being an analyst on ESPN, that's just a job to him at that point. Like, he probably just doing this shit to stay afloat, to make sure he has some type of income coming in, even as, like, he ain't no old, decrepit ass man yet. But why do this, man? Like, Paul Pierce, you are called the truth. The truth is not that that's a smart thing to do. So I don't know what you were thinking on that one. I'd love to have that man come on here and give me an explanation, because I really don't get it. He's married and he's doing this. No one's talked about the fact that his wife had to have seen all this. He did a lot. He pretty much sort of threw all that away. He threw all that ESPN money away just to have fun with his hoes. You really don't gotta throw your entire just like situation, the sweet list setup you had. You don't gotta throw all that shit away over nothing. Paul Pierce, get it together. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay, personally, I am getting tired of having to report on mass shootings, but I'm an American, so this is sort of part of our niche. So, there was a shooting on Wednesday in York County, South Carolina. 5 people were killed. One just died yesterday. 6 people were shot. All 5 of them were dead pretty much that same day. One of them only died yesterday. And it was carried out by this man, Philip Adams. He's a former NFL player. And this is one of those real fucked up situations. This is one of those ones that's just sort of tough to even think about, because he was young, and it's looking like it was looking like he had CTE. He looked like he had a whole bunch of just mental shit going on with him. And it's just really, really fucked up to have to just see this happening again. You've seen it with Junior Seau. We've seen it with that Kansas City player. You're seeing these things more and more, and I guess I don't want to say it's ironic or it's funny, because it's definitely not, but it's really just weird that right as the NFL adds the 17th game, whole new game, they're adding more wear and tear to these young men's body. We just see one of their former players go crazy and end up killing himself, committing a mass shooting. And you know what? I don't want to go too much and just start shitting on the NFL too much, because I'll be here all day if I talk about all the fucked up things that go on with the NFL and the way they like to do business. But yeah, this is, you just see shit like this happen, and this is the type of thing that really makes me wonder how long does football have to last? Is it going to be able to, like 100 years from now, or is there going to be a game of football, or is it going to be just two-hand touch? Because it's already we already know playing a regular NFL game of football is like being in a car crash. Now imagine multiplying being in a car crash by 16. You're in 16 car crashes, and if your team is actually good, if you show enough effort, if you and all your team show enough effort, you get the opportunity to be in 3 more. And then at the end, you get one game where you can just be a champion because you were able to withstand the most car crashes and go through the most bullshit and destroy your body the most. That's the state of football. That's the state of what it actually does to these players. I love the game. I will always love the sport. It's better than basketball, better than baseball, better than hockey, better than all the other shit. But this shit is not meant to last, I feel like, just looking at the way this shit goes, because these... For every player that is, and I don't even want to say that because I don't know the whole statistics, but and even then, I feel like there's all these players are gonna have shit just wrong with them. If you're in the NFL for longer than 6 years, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're gonna have some type of real fucked up side effect. Unless you're a quarterback or unless you're a kicker or a punter, because every other position it's collisions. It's always running into people. It's just sad. It's sad because it's such a great thing, but it's like we haven't. It's what we love is what is killing us. That's the best way I can sort of describe that sensation I get when I think about football and how much I love it, yet how much I can understand that it's just not good for us. It's not good for us as people. It's not good that we sort of encourage this. Because until we can really figure out a better way to make these helmets or do something, I don't even know if I really want to feel comfortable supporting this shit. You see all these players younger and younger, they're seeing the signs, they're seeing what's going to happen to them, and they're not even wanting to play. It's fucked up because, I say 6 years is pretty much, after 6 years, you're fucking yourself up. This man, Phillip Adams, was only in the league for 5. He was in the league from 2010 to 2015. That was his last year. And you just see, that's only 5 years. And just these concussions and these collisions, and they fucked him up. The family's already come out. His father's already come out and said, football messed my son up. His sister's already come out and said his mental health was deteriorating. It was getting worse and worse. This man was 32. We talk about Junior Seau was in his 50s. We're talking about dudes that were old, that were at least able to retire and be gone for a couple years before they had to deal with some of this shit. This man was 32. And it's not going to really get any better because football is a type of sport. Football is like a religion for a lot of people. And when you get in these kids that are coming up that these prodigies at this game of football, they're being put in this shit at a young age. You're starting tackle football like as a youngin, from pee-wee football to middle school, whatever the hell it is, to high school, to college, then you get to the NFL. You're getting hit. That's just compounding on and on and on and on and on. They don't even get paid for the shit until NFL. They're hopefully they're gonna change something about that with the NCAA soon. They gotta fix that. You're making dudes put this type of risk on themselves. They're gonna end up like that guy, but you don't want to pay them. I don't agree with that. Colleges need to start paying some of these players something. Fuck a scholarship. That scholarship, they don't really give a fuck about the. You don't care about that man's education. You're there because you want him to play football. So give him some fucking money. But it's just something's gotta change. Because I feel like these things are gonna get worse. These players are just not going to really. In 17 games. That was the first thing I thought of. You added another game right after, and let me be transparent. This happened after they had already added the 17th game. It's not like you can just say, oh, we're gonna do this right after this happens. No, but it doesn't make sense. 17 games when you're already seeing what you're doing to these dudes' bodies with 16. I will never understand it. It is just complete greed, corporate greed. I don't understand anyone who tries to defend these owners and get on their side for shit. You're a fucking bootlicker if you do. That's all I'm gonna say about you if you have that mindset. But yeah, man. Rest in peace to all those who were affected by this. I know he committed this horrible act, but I'm gonna say rest in peace to this man. He committed this horrible act. He went up and he shot all these people, and he ended up getting into a standoff with police the next day where he shot himself. So he's gone. He's not gonna have any chance to go to prison or get any type of mental help. He's just already gone. So there's nobody. The world just loses when shit like this happens. So I just say rest in peace to all those affected, all those families that were affected. I'm putting my thoughts and my prayers out to you, and hopefully we can get better at trying to figure out what's going on with CTE, because we got to do something to help these people. All the millions that they make are not worth it if they're going to end up in this type of debilitating position. If they're going to end up having to just not know if I'm going to end up going crazy and killing myself and my family or someone that I care about, or just random people. It's not. And I wouldn't let my kid play football. I don't know about you. I'm definitely not. Okay, everybody, that is everything we have for today. I wanted to say thank you all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Kinetic Aesthetic, hosted by yours truly, Jerm. Hopefully, these next couple weeks, we can stop having all these mass shootings. That's for one thing. Let's stop all that type of shit. But hopefully, if we can't have that, we can at least just have some fucking peace. Let's just have some normalcy, man. It feels like ever since March 2020, it's just been the whole world is just on one. There's just something different happening every fucking week, every month, and it's just a new. This has been the longest year and a half of my life. I can easily say that right now. So hopefully, everything just calms down, man. We just want you. World, I just want you to calm down. Let's chill the fuck out. All this crazy shit, all this nonsense. We don't want this. But that is your boy Jerm. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. Y'all stay safe, stay sane, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for listening. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Jermster. On Twitter with 1_, on Instagram with 3. Also be sure to like and follow on whatever listening platform you're using to hear me out. And other than that, have a great, wonderful rest of your day.